Hello, girls and guys. Hope you're doing well. We're having a good one over here. So I've been through some tough times in life. Not gonna get you guys down with that, but I was kind of looking for something to help get me out of it, and happened across just a couple of things that seemed like life had them there waiting for me, you know, all along. I thought I'd chat a little bit about that. And putz around with one of those things, which is Link to the Past. It's nice to be back here, playing this game. It's got a really good community. I mean, as long as you stay away from the elite, optimal, toxic, super douche couple of people at the top that are like that, there's not that many people. Like, everyone else is really friendly. You can be douchebags, you can be goofy, you can be assholes, you can keep to yourself if you want, but you don't have to because it's a nice community, you know? And that's what I like about it. The game itself, it's good enough, it's fine, it's fun.
So these what this will give me is the ability to in my inventory that permanently.
I just had too many bad interactions for how little I talk. I don't know. The world is just out to get you sometimes. If you have any type of opinion, any type of charisma, any type of even a slight cockiness, even sometimes you could be humble, but have a very critical eye, and just people will rip you apart, dude. It's crazy.
Oh, no more white sharpness.
That's kind of what I've been going through. It just seems like no matter what I do, if it wasn't the Halo douches for 3 years, dealing with them on the PC, it was my own friends on Halo backstabbing me and avoiding me and trash talking me behind my back, and they didn't even know I noticed because I caught them in the chat saying some stupid shit about me, like. And then I forgive those people. I become their friends again a year later after that. And then guess what? After being friends for a few months, they start doing the same shit. Fucking avoiding me, appearing offline. I got like a sixth sense for when they're doing it. Like, literally, it happened today. And it was just like the final straw in the coffin. It was the final straw to break the camel's back or whatever. Like, I hadn't played Halo in about 5 days. I think I signed on a couple times, but I never really played. So I didn't really play for 5 days. And I was kind of feeling like playing, and I was like, where's my buddies at, you know? And I was looking at the date, I was like, oh, it's Thursday. They must not be off work till Friday. That was like the nice side of me, trying to give them the benefit of the doubt. And then in the back of my mind, I'm like, I bet if I turn on this game and I'll find my friends playing without me. Yep, turn on the game, first match, I'm on a Smurf account, I match the dude who's ignoring me. He appears offline, doesn't want to play with me, only wants to play with me when he's super desperate. Same fucking shit it always is, bro. I'm just tired of it, bro. That's part of the reason why I'm making this commentary, and that's part of the reason I want to talk about some of the things I'm talking about, because living a life where you're not wanted by your siblings, and you're not wanted by your friends, and you're not wanted by your girlfriends, and you're not wanted by your video game friends, it gets to you, because even when you treat people good, and they still do this type of shit to you, it makes you lose hope, you know what I mean? Because sure, it happened to you in the past when you weren't always the nicest person, yeah. You can get over that because it was partially your fault. But then as you go along, you notice that it never really mattered if you were good or bad. You were going to get cheated on, or you were going to get lied to, or you were going to get stabbed in the back, or you were going to get made fun of behind your back by someone who you had their back behind their, you know what I mean? When somebody was insulting them, you cared about them, you know what I mean? It happens so often. And it just, like today, again, it happened today. They're appearing offline, they're playing with other people, the people that they left to play with. They left you last time you were playing with them to go play with this person. Now here we are a week later, appearing offline, playing with that person. They got room in their lobby, but I'm not, I'm not invited. The only way I could find it, it's funny because for the last few months I've been saying every time I match this guy, it's like, what, is the only way I could find you is to come into matchmaking and beat your ass? And yep, that's the only way I could find this dude. It's if I go into matchmaking and beat his ass. And he's sitting in the fucking, he's being toxic in the game too. He's partied up in a stack of 3 people without me, doesn't want me in there carrying these guys. They want all the glory for themselves. Because whenever I'm with people, I always end up being the leader, even if I'm not trying to be. And then,
Oh, you piece of shit, come back here.
I don't know, it's just frustrating, you know what I mean? It's not like they ever do that with you, though, you know what I mean? It's not like they ever ignore these other people and then secretly play with you. That's never how it goes. I'm only good when they're alone, or I'm only good when their team's not quite strong enough for the people searching, so they need a strong man, then they invite me. They don't give me credit for being the good guy who carries them on the days where they need help, but... Or a couple, not these people, other people will. Strangers will. Strangers will say I carry. Strangers will say nice things about me. People I destroy will say nice things about me, but not my friends, Not these friends, at least. And I mean, I got other friends, but they're like not real Halo players. They're just like casual, nice guys, you know what I mean? They don't, their whole life isn't dedicated to the game. They're not on every day of every month. But I don't know, it's just frustrating.
High rank, we have an excuse, Chad.
And maybe it's happening, it sucks, but maybe it's happening at a good time because I've been wanting other things to do in my life, to obsess over and to get good at that
We got a talent already.
wasn't Halo, so. And this gives me more reason to do that, but it's just frustrating that I gotta sign on, whoop my friend's ass with some randoms on my team.
What the fuck is his tail?
And then he's sitting in the fucking message chat saying that we can only win when we're stacked up, and I'm like, who would, what? You guys are stacked up, I'm alone. We're fucking alone, you're losing to 2 randoms who are good, me and another guy, and 2 bots. You have a stack of 3 good players, and you're losing to two good players, and you're fucking mad about it. And I wasn't even going, I was literally going half of my skill, like literally half of my skill. I was kneeling on the ground with no game audio, hadn't touched the game in a week. Like, I don't know what more you want from me, I'm going easy on you. You're losing an unfair match and I'm going easy on you. I don't think that qualifies as me stacking up with a team of 4. No, I'm fucking alone and I'm going easy on you and you're fucking getting shit on. And instead of like laughing about it and being friends, you gotta say some weird shit, you know what I mean? Like, dude, we were just friends a week ago, like why do you act like this? It's the same shit. I could go on and on, cause I got it from girlfriends. The just random betrayal, like you don't see them for a week, you see them, you know what I mean? They're at college, they come back, all of a sudden they just acting different. Acting some type of way. You didn't do nothing to deserve it. You kept tabs on them. You made sure that they were loved. It don't matter, bro. I seen it again and again and again and again and again. Every fucking person, everyone I ever think that isn't gonna do it, always fucking does it. You give them 1,000 chances, where buddies again 1,000 times, they fucking do it for the 1,001st time. It's whatever. I don't want to rant about it again. I was ranting about this shit years ago, and here it happens again, It's just, I'm not like that. I don't try to avoid my friends, you know what I mean? Okay. They know if they hit me up, I'm always gonna be ready to play, and that's just how it is. I'll drop whatever the fuck I'm doing and fucking go play some games, you know what I mean? And these guys just aren't like that. Then they try to make it seem like it's because they work all the time or some shit, but then you catch them every single night for hours playing without you, appearing offline. And it's, you know what I mean? It's just cringe. It's like, okay, it happens a couple times, but you know what I mean? When it happens like 40 times in a year, you've played with the person like 10 times, and then you've caught them sneaking around behind your back 40 times. It gets to be fucking cringe, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, I thought we were actually friends, not somebody that you'd actively try to avoid all the time. It's whatever.
No, didn't want to.
I don't want to bother you guys with this. I've been dealing with this shit for a long time. It's nice to vent about the bullshit that I gotta go through.
Click one here.
But on the brighter side, so I usually don't get into fighting games. Like, when I first started playing fighting games a few years ago, it wasn't really serious. It was just because I saw Maximilian Dude's channel, and I thought maybe it would be something fun to do on the side, and I wanted to see maybe which games interest me, so I wanted to try a bunch of them just a little bit. So I tried a lot of the older games on emulators and stuff. Bought a bunch of them on sale on Steam, that kind of thing. So it didn't really cost me a lot. Until I think the first game I really spent money on was Guilty Gear Strive a year after it came out. And I really wanted to buy Strive before I was even, like, knew what a fighting game was. Like, what the hell is a block string? Like, I didn't know what that was, you know what I mean? I could maybe guess what it was, but I didn't know what it was. And at that point, I really only had an idea about Street Fighter 2 that I played as a kid. And maybe like an hour of Capcom versus SNK I played as a kid.
Register the loadout. Okay.
And
All right.
nothing really. I didn't watch anything else. So once when Guilty Gear Strive came out, I thought it looked really sick. I always had Guilty Gear in the back of my mind because I remember seeing reviews for it on TV and stuff, like, but way back in the day. So I kind of knew it was like an anime fighter, but I didn't know any more than that. And then I saw Maximilian getting into Guilty Gear Strive when it first came out, and I started watching some of the early tournaments and stuff. And I thought it looked really good, and I really wanted it. But I told myself, like, why buy this $60 game if I don't even know if I like fighting games, right?
I mean, I know I can. It's just
So I was kind of able to stave off that impulse buy, I guess. And I bought Guilty Gear Xrd, which was really cheap. And that was fun for quite a while. I played all the older Guilty Gears as well, which was also really fun. Except for some of those final boss fights are fucking annoying, but some of them actually were really fun though too. So Guilty Gear was actually one of the first games that really got me into fighting games. The early Guilty Gear games, I had a lot of fun playing those. I mean, I didn't play them for that long, but I played them all back to back, like day after day. It was just a lot of fun. Mixed in a bunch of other fighting games, stuff like Skullgirls and BlazBlue, and what the heck else did I play a lot of? A little bit of Street Fighter 5. Eventually, I got that on sale.
Oh my god, I need all of this.
Yeah, Street Fighter 5 was actually still kind of pricey back in 2021 or whenever the hell I was playing these for the first time. I don't exactly remember. Unfortunately, 2021 is eons ago already. We're not going to get into that crap, though. Why waste more time worrying about time, right? Stupid human things.
Let's get a health boost and a shit ton.
There's no point in getting caught in loopholes in the brain, though, honestly.
This is Heartbreaker as well.
Or whatever. Loops.
Really good. God damn, Heartbreaker is really good. There's an event in Lavasioth that rains.
Yeah, so I really like the fighting games, but I still like wasn't won over, and I didn't like desperately need to pay 60, 50 bucks for Strive on its first sales or whatever. At that point, I was happy with Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. I was happy with Guilty Gear. It was a lot of fun. Even if I stopped there and took a long break, I still would have been happy with fighting games in general. They were funner than I thought they were. They improved your skills as a gamer more than I thought they would, if that makes sense. Because I would play fighting games, and then I would like hop on Halo or Smash Bros. Or something after, and I could just tell that like my mind was all fired up from learning a new game and from competing at it. Even though I wasn't playing real people, I was just playing like computers.
Is it focused
And it didn't matter that I was playing computers, because apparently, you know, it makes you a lot better than you think. Especially if you're beating final bosses and playing on the hard difficulty at times and stuff. It can actually make you a lot better than you think. And I think that's a cool part about fighting games. It works for Smash Bros. Melee as well, Smash Bros. Ultimate. I'm assuming it works just as good on that game. The computers are actually insane on that game, though. So why wouldn't it? But probably actually have an easier time playing real people sometimes. Real sweats even sometimes. Oh, they'll come up with a visual cue for this. I'm just putzing around at Link to the Past now. We're about to take it serious for the next few days. I got some nice conversation about this game coming up. Because I've been watching a lot of streams and got some ideas for how to get better. Got some ideas for the future that I want to revisit. I talked about them in the past, but I haven't gotten around to them yet. But I would like to visit them down the road with this game. Stuff like building custom controller for this game. Custom box controller for this game in like Super Metroid.
I need to make another pendant now.
Stuff like that. Using it on a CRT, original hardware, buying an EverDrive, maybe working on ROM hacks, all that kind of stuff. I've talked about all that stuff before, but I got more ideas and more plans of like when I want that stuff to go down. For now, I'm having fun just trying to be as good as I can on the emulator in the box. I got a lot better at this fight. Not that I'm showing it right now, but I am a lot better. Now, if I could only hammer him without this sword out in front of me.
Okay.
I might have survived if I did it right there. I don't know.
Agitator charm is genuine.
None of these deaths against him are really deaths in the actual thing, though. That's why I don't really get that tilt. I don't really get tilted about it.
Alright, let's go. Fucking...
Most of the time I'm dying right before he's about to die, and if I had my health that I'll have in the runs, I'd be just fine. So. And I could just, if I was really struggling with it, I could be extra sweaty and just kill him the easy way. Or break his mask the easy way. And kill him the easy way, actually. But I'm not that stressed about this game right now, so I'm not gonna care that much. If I put in a shit ton of work and I can't get lucky and I just don't ever get that run, then I might start getting extra sweaty and like using all these safe strats and shit just to make sure I can have the best chance of getting a good time before I get out of here. I don't plan on sticking around this game forever, but I do want to make my last hoorah with it, I guess. Or have my last hoorah.
Mining stuff here because I need it.
And if ROM hacks ever come around that are up my alley, I'll definitely come back in a big way, but I do hope I can be the kind of person who makes those ROM hacks. I just not gonna bank everything on a 30-year-old maybe, you know. Because I don't know for sure if all the things I'd want to do are possible and stuff like that. Still, I think it would be fun if somebody designed a very similar game in like Unity or Unreal. I guess they'd be worried that it wouldn't get the attention it deserved, or Nintendo would attack them or something for making something similar to Zelda. I don't know. It'd be cool though. And then they just turn like the glitches from this game into mechanics and stuff. That'd actually be a really good Zelda game though. A Zelda game that has almost like fighting game inputs or like frame perfect sort of things. I don't know what I'm doing here.
fucking Stitzy.
Watch, this is gonna be like the easiest fight ever, just because I do this. Oh, he got me with it. Still.
Yeah, like that kind of stuff.
So easy. Even if you fuck up, as long as you did it that way, it just seems like it always works. Yeah, back to fighting games. We'll talk about that for a little bit. Putz around for a little bit, and then I'm gonna probably go to bed because I'm getting pretty tired. I don't want to stay up too late. It's already really late. Yeah, so I was kind of had a rough holiday. Partially because of past trauma, partially because of my own dumbass mistakes, partially because my family just being so fucked up sometimes. And don't get me wrong, like I love the shit out of my family, no matter how many times we fight and bullshit happens. I always, you know, I'm not gonna change that. I'm not that kind of guy. It's just, it's rough when it ruins your holidays, you know. I was really looking forward to them, and then it just seemed like no matter what I did, something was wrong with my fucking parents to the point where it just created this horrible feeling and horrible fighting. And anyways, it's not that bad right now. I'm just saying, like,
Need me.
send me your prayers, because that shit fucking hurt my heart, honestly. I was not feeling okay. It's frustrating. But I am feeling better now, thankfully, and that's why I decided to make another commentary. So yeah, I really needed something that wasn't Halo. And yeah, I was having fun with Boomer Shooters. I'm having fun with Quake Champions. I just played the other day, or yesterday or something. Got back into it, and it was instantly fun again. I didn't really even need to warm up, which was nice. What am I talking about? Yeah, so I was fine with all that, but I did. It's not that I'm anywhere near done with Boomer Shooters. Like, I really like them. It's just they can't be like the only thing I do, you know. Just like as good as Halo is, and as much time I've put into it, pretty much more than anyone else on the planet. Like, that can't be my only fucking shit, especially if I don't have some quality groups of friends who make me a priority, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying, like, someone's a piece of shit just because they only play with me once in a while, but it's just, like, when they're not vocal about it, and you can see that they always prefer other people, and they, like, purposely don't hit you up, even when they got room and shit. Like, it's that type of shit, you know what I mean? They don't even give you an option of playing a couple games with them when they probably played, like, 50 games, you know what I mean? It's whatever. There's just no winning with these people. You can give them money, you can donate to them, you can be their biggest fan, you can be their best friend, and they'll find a way to fucking make you turn against them. And they'll sit there and go support some guy who doesn't give a fuck about them because they're popular on Twitch or something. It's really annoying. But anyways, because of all that crap, and, you know, the Halo community is just toxic, so I shouldn't, even if I do have good days on there, which I had been a week or two ago, I've had some really good days. Made a lot of new rando friends, and won hella matches, all that crap. Had a lot of good mouse and keyboard, or Azeron days, Azeron and mouse. keypad. I don't know, what do you call that? Keypad and mouse? I don't know. It's called Azeron or whatever. We played on the Azeron and it was a lot of fun. Works really well on Halo 3.
You don't have to do it at all, really.
I haven't even scratched the surface of it, and I've already done some nasty overkills and stuff, so. Hit some really good BRs for a mouse aimer. For a mouse and keyboard setup.
Yeah, that's fucking damage in here, boys.
Yeah, so things were going pretty good, but it still felt like something, like I didn't quite have enough things to occupy me right now for this winter season and everything. 'Cause I definitely want to get out there in the spring a lot, this spring. Lots of walks, lots of like meditation, relaxing. Just create that time for my heart to heal and for my life to get, you know, sort of free from other attachments and stuff. So that's kind of what some of my plans for the spring and the summer. But I would like to keep on gaming really hard in this winter because there's not that much else to do, and I've been in the mood. I just needed like the right games, and then somehow I happened to across hearing about Granblue. I don't even exactly remember now, sadly, but I know Maximilian was playing it a little bit, but I wasn't watching him because I didn't think I was gonna want to play any more fighting games these days. Besides maybe a little bit of Strive. Rewind a little bit though. I did get I did end up getting Strive, I think, in 2022 on like a summer sale. I think I also got Dragon Ball Fighters back with all the DLC then too as well, which was a lot of fun. I don't really like the controls of that game. If it had harder inputs, I would definitely play that game. I don't even think it has Dragon Punch inputs. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't remember anymore. I do like that, like I said, I do like that game. I think there's potential in that style of game. It's missing, there's a couple things about it that aren't quite for me. I'm not the biggest fan of spamming assists. I'm not the biggest fan of spamming super dashes to skip neutral. I'm not the biggest fan of these like long ass combos that always involve the assists every single time. It's like,
No, don't you fucking dare. Don't you fucking dare.
there are a lot of good things about it, don't get me wrong. Some of the footsies is really fast and fun. Some of the like when you're trying to poke your opponent down with some certain characters, it can be really fun, like trying to whittle down their defense and stuff with some good normals and some good prediction and everything. So I do like the game and I acknowledge the good parts about the game. It's just it would have to be slightly different in some areas for me to like really want to put time into it, I guess. So games, and then I think I eventually got Melty Blood. I don't remember if I ended up getting it on its first sale or not, or I paid full price. I think I paid full price, and that's big regrets, because that game is fun, but I really don't fucking like auto combos. No, maybe I bought Melty Blood after like a year and got it on sale. I can't remember. I don't remember when that game came out either. But I really like messing around on the first Melty Blood, or like the first Melty Blood that's on Steam or whatever, earlier one. And I watched a lot of like people playing tournaments and stuff for a while, and that's what made me want to get Type Lumina. And I like Type Lumina, but it's only got 3 buttons. I'm not a fan of how big the auto combos are and like the sky carrying combos are in the game. Like the game itself is actually really fun. It's just the overabundance of auto combos just kind of kills it for me. It makes me lose all interest for some reason. Even though I think it's a great game. It's got cool characters, it's got that nostalgic graphics, except they're upgraded to HD. So it's like a mixture of nostalgia, pixel characters with this like HD backdrops, and it looks nice. I like the game, it's just... Like, I can't say it enough, it's those... Like, auto combos is one thing, but when auto combos, like... is everywhere in the game, and it's just used every moment, it's just fucking annoying, you know? And yeah, I get it, it's not the only thing you can do, and you can definitely become more optimal. I think that game actually doesn't have simple inputs, which is nice about it. That's the one thing I do really like about it, that almost makes up for the auto combos. And I might still play some Melty Blood, I'm not saying I hate that game or anything. I just really am not a fan of auto combos, and that game kind of does them more than almost any other game besides like Under Night. And that's the same reason I don't play Under Night. I like Under Night, I just don't like how fucking tempting it is to just sit there and auto combo all the time. I would just wish they were off. I don't know if you could turn them off, but I wish people played with them off. I can't remember if you could turn them off or not. Yeah, and I liked Strive, I just never put time into it. For the first 10 hours I did play it though, it was all pretty much fun. I kind of wanted more characters back then when I did buy it. I think it was like summer 2022, and there wasn't that much DLC in there at that point at all, really. And I mean, there's only I'm a big fan of sorties, and there's only like Soul, Kai, and then Ramlethal. And she's not really that much of a sortie. She's like her own sort of thing. Like, yeah, she has big swords, but that's not even like... A lot of her attacks are these little short-range, speedy ones, or like a big, long-range... negative on block shit that gets you punished. But not that much, because it's long-range. But you know what I mean, it's like... The game didn't have that many normal characters in the base roster. Like, I don't mind playing against the weird characters as much, but I want to play like some normal characters that really jive with me, or that have something that makes me really want to use them, like boobs. No, I'm just kidding. But those help. Yeah, but like Biken has some sort of parry, right? That's my kind of thing. I like parrying. I like tight timing, reaction kind of things that have a high skill ceiling. That's just the kind of gameplay I like, you know, even if she's not the best character. I don't know that much about any of the DLC characters in Strive, because I pretty much stopped following it right after I bought the game. For the most part. I think I played a little bit later on, but not much. I can't really tell you why I didn't play more Strive. I kind of wish I did back when I bought it. It'll still be something fun to get back into when I do finally get the DLC, which I'll most likely get in the spring or the summer Steam sale. Most likely the summer one. So that'll be something to look forward to if you are a Strive fan. You know, I'm not going to play the game like crazy, but eventually I will be pretty deep into it. Whether it's this spring or it's this summer. I was going to play Strive, like, now, but then I happened to cross Granblue, obviously, which is what I'm talking about.
It's been pretty dang fun.
So that was a little brief history about my fighting game journey. Started in like 2020 or 2021, and started before that with some Smash Bros. and fighting game tournaments that I watched and stuff. I can't really tell you what it is, but there was none of the fighting games really stuck with me. Like, I liked them, I like to play them. I know some of them would have stuck with me if I had like close friends who just loved they weren't that sweaty, but we all just played for fun, like kind of like I did when I lived in the city, you know what I mean? And I had a couple of groups of friends who played Smash Bros. It was just like easy to. People always wanted to play, and it didn't matter if I was a social person or not. I was the guy who played Smash, you know what I mean? So I was like an easy person for them to come to and get some matches in and have some fun. Whether or not they even knew me that well, right?
There's just honey up here. Jesus Christ, man.
And then after that, the Strive fell off. Type Lumina fell off for me. I think Type Lumina might have been the last one I played in 2022, maybe.
Well, we are in high rank. I gotta start going for bone piles and everything.
I don't remember exactly the dates now anymore.
All the basic shit that goes into crafting all the other stuff.
And Melty Blood even had that free DLC character, Masher, I think her name is. I don't know why I say I think I know what her name is. Yeah, one day on there, and the auto combos just didn't feel right to me eventually. Or, well, it was one day. It was a couple days, and then all of a sudden one day, I just couldn't do it anymore. I don't know why. Because it was fun before that. Maybe I just needed to do some more research on combos and actually just toughen up and train some fancy combos so I knew like how to expand my gameplay, but I don't really know. Or maybe it just wasn't the right time because I had already played quite a few fighting games the year before, so I needed a break. I don't know. But after that game, I kind of felt like I wasn't going to play fighting games for a long time, like even a few years. Maybe Strive, like if some of the DLC looked good or was on sale. That was pretty much what I was thinking. And then eventually Rivals 2 got announced last year. That Garu game got announced. Garu. I don't know if I'm going to like that, but I'm interested. Because I kind of like those spin-off sort of fighting games more than the actual ones. For some reason. So that stuff started to pique my interest again. And then, Elfelt got announced for Strive, and that was like the nail in the coffin for me coming back to fighting games. Like, I really liked Elfelt's character in Exard, like in the story mode, and playing as her as well. I didn't really play that much as her, though. And then I seen like she looked really sick in Strive. Like her character model was like more attractive. She had bigger assets. No, I'm just kidding. She had bigger assets. I'm just messing around. They jiggled better. I'm just kidding. I'm not kidding. But her gun was sick, and her combos looked cooler, and it looked like she wasn't such a zoner, and she actually could do shit close up. And she had a lot of she has like a lot of personality. It just seemed like a good thing or a good reason to get back into Strive, right? So I kind of decided after I seen her that I was going to get back into Strive at some point. I started playing a little bit in December, I think. And before that, I wanted to buy Elfelt and buy some of the DLC. And then once I realized the DLC was still really expensive, I kind of wanted to hold out. I probably would have ended up getting it, but all that Granblue stuff came out of nowhere. And I remembered liking the couple of hours I played the first Granblue. That was another game that got swept to the wayside just because I had too many fighting games and I was too focused on other things.
Bam, bitch.
Like, I think Zelda Link to the Past, that I started back in the Christmas of 2022, was another thing that took me away from all those games. Like, I wasn't planning on leaving, it just kind of happened. Sort of thing.
Someone pulled maybe a wyvern gem out of it.
Cool.
Yeah. Some of those later missions, I just wasn't incentivized.
Let me try to wrap this up quick. I'm getting real tired here, I can't even think anymore.
But like the end game of that game was paced very weirdly. My time with Rise. Funny enough, I actually like the.
Yeah, so I seen a little bit of Granblue popping up here and there. I think Punk to God was playing it. Max was obviously talking about it, playing it a little bit. And then I started hearing things like Max really loved the game. Punk to God liked playing the game. I seen a lot of the fighting game streamers that I follow, but I never really watched much of. I seen that they were playing, mostly like guys from Tekken and Guilty Gear and Street Fighter and stuff that I followed them because I noticed they were popular and I noticed they seemed cool guys in the few minutes that I watched them. So I was like, oh, I'll follow you. Eventually, you'll probably be playing some fighting game I want to watch. And yeah, a bunch of them were playing Granblue. So that kind of made me think, like, well, if all these guys who love fighting games and go to tournaments and shit like the game, it can't be too bad. And then I seen Zoe, the dragon character, and I was like, oh shit, she looks way cooler than her little, like, thumbnail picture. Not that that looks bad, but they all... So a lot of the girls in Granblue, if you just look at their thumbnail pictures, they're like, oh, these all look the same. Well, then, like, you look at them in the actual game, and they look way different, and they have different accessories and armors and swords, and they look interesting. But I seen Zoe, and I was like, oh shit, this girl's got a fucking little dragon, and I thought she was cool, but I still don't know if her shield's any good, like if it's useful at all, but I thought her shield looked sick. It reminded me of something from like Zelda too, so that kind of suckered me in as well. I know that's like a dumb reason, but it worked on me. And guess what? I actually really like the character, so that's kind of funny. It just seems like odd timing, like it all kind of came down at the perfect time, right when I was kind of getting a little tired of Quake Champions and I needed something else. Right after I went through some tough times with my family, it was like, oh, there's the perfect game, like, falling into my lap again. Kind of how Quake Champions did, right? A few weeks before. Kind of how Link to the Past did a year earlier. And now it fell back into my lap again, right when I feel like playing. It's just kind of funny how that works. Yeah, and so I was on the fence with the Granblue. I was actually kind of proud of myself that I didn't just like go out and buy it instantly. And I really took my time to make sure and decide that I wanted it before, and to like make sure, even after like a couple days of not having it, that I still felt the same way about it and everything. Yeah, so I eventually found out about the free version, which I heard Max mention something about, and I was like, oh shit, there's a free version? Sick. And meanwhile, I own the first Granblue versus, but I just, not, you know, it might be a fun game, but I'm not really someone who likes to backtrack fighting games that much. Now that I've seen like how fun it is to be part of a new popular one. Like even if you don't play online, it's still fun because you'll find like streamers you watch talk about it And like when they're playing their session, it's just that much funner to watch because you actually play the game too. And you know, if you do play online, I'm sure it's even more fun then because you're even more invested in the community. You got your own rank and you got your own main character and you know what I mean? You're doing your own in-depth studying to try to be good at the game and stuff.
I need more artillery gems, buddy.
Oh, I'm fucking laying down. I'm so tired.
Okay, I didn't need that.
Yeah, I've been going all day. I put off buying the game like all day again. And it was weird, like, so I played the free version and it just happened to be Zoe
That's weird.
that was free, which is funny. And she was only free for like her last 2 days. Were the first 2 days I only played with her once. And I thought the free version might have more characters. I didn't know it was like kind of like Quake Champions where you don't really get to play as any of the characters for free. Just a few. I think it's a fair deal and it's great. It's just, by the sounds of it, I thought maybe you could play as at least a few more characters than that or something.
Doesn't like upgrade.
But yeah, funnily enough, it was Zoe who was the main character, or the free character, sorry. And when I hopped in the game right away with her, I was excited, and I was like, oh shit, her shield looks fucking sick. These graphics look fucking sick. I didn't even know what I was doing. I was just mashing buttons, and like cool shit was happening, and I'm like, oh, this is fun, dude. And I don't know what it was, like something about the game, like, yeah, Guilty Gear sometimes is faster paced and has cool like wall breaking combos and cool Roman cancels and shit, and Street Fighter's got like Booba and sick ass legs, Magoo, and it's a mad good package as a whole game. I'm not really that interested in a lot of these upcoming Street Fighter 6 DLC characters, so maybe it's a good time for me to take a long break from that game.
Is this?
Give it a shot down the road or something. Watch some Punk to God down the road. That's what I'm thinking about that game. We'll talk about other fighting games down the road. I'm just trying to give you guys a brief overview of everything I've been thinking about.
We have our first.
Yeah, and I had a lot of fun, and I was like, damn, it was really tempting to buy that game right there. And I was like, well, I'll give it a little bit longer because Zoe might be free for a few more days, and I could play as her and stuff. That was my thinking, at least. Try to get a little bit more value out of the free game. And there's actually a lot of value if you just want to play like the story mode, and I think you can even play the arcade mode, which is pretty cool. Or you just wanted to take a couple characters online and for a week or two, like that would be great then. But I'm kind of the guy who really likes playing against a variety of characters. Like I get bored if it's just like the same one over and over. So that's part of the reason I really wanted to buy it, because I was like, the free version's pretty fun, but it might kind of make me dislike the game because you're so limited. But yeah, I had that little session, and I thought it was a lot of fun. I got some cool combos with Zoe without really even knowing what I was doing. Just kind of used my video game knowledge and some mashing, and it worked out. And it just felt really good. Like, it felt like the good moments of Dragon Ball Z Fighters when you're like picking somebody apart with a bunch of good normals and you're just selecting the right options. Low, normal, overhead, low, you know what I mean? You're just picking through the right things, guessing the right shit. Time to throw, time to do this, time to do that.
What the hell that's for?
So it had a little bit of those vibes. It had a little bit of the Guilty Gear, like Gatling combo type feeling. I don't think it's exactly the same thing as Gatling combos. I'm not exactly sure how Granblue combos work yet, because I'm a beginner, but they sort of feel like Gatling combos or whatever. So that was it just kind of felt like, yeah, there's optimal combos, yeah, there's basic combos, but there's also just sort of like custom combos that you're gonna have to whip out of your ass whenever you fight somebody who's half decent. And that's part of the fun, is like when you can find those moments, you know what I mean? And I shouldn't really be talking that much about it because I'm such a beginner, but I have done quite a bit of research probably compared to the normal person. And that's another thing. I was having fun just researching the game, which the last time I had fun researching like a fighting game was Guilty Gear Strive, the first year it came out. And that was mostly just because I didn't even know what it was. I didn't know like what the fuck was happening. There's like walls breaking and people were like mashing them up against corners and shit, and dolphins were Totsugekuing, and I had no fucking clue what was going on, you know? But now I actually had some knowledge of fighting games, and I had already gotten bored with them before. So it was interesting that this game was like, seemed so fun to me, you know what I mean? And then, so a couple days went by after I got the free version of Granblue. I know I'm dragging this out way too far, but dragging, lol. Couple more days passed by, and I think the first day after I got that free version, I literally woke up the next morning, and the theme song of Granblue was playing in my head, like no joke. Not like voices in my head, like the shit was like running through my head, and I had no choice but to like, it was just like stuck in my head, like you know how a song gets stuck in your head? It was like that, except I don't know where it came from. Like I woke up, it wasn't a dream though, like, you know, if I was dreaming about the game, I would have remembered something about the dream. I woke up and I was just like obsessed with Granblue all of a sudden. Like I said, I'm not really even a fighting game guy. Like, I play Smash Bros. A lot back in the day, but that's about it. So I thought that was weird that I woke up and the theme music was in my head, and I kept thinking about how cool fucking Zoe was, and how I usually don't really care that much for girls without big boobs and no, I'm just messing around. But no, she looks really cool. Her fucking shield is sick. Her sword is sick. Her dragon is cool. It's just like everything about the character was like, well, even though a lot of the girls kind of looked similar in that game, like it didn't matter to me. As the character and the way she played, you know, was enough to like win me over. And at that point, I was having a really hard time for the last like 3 days, like not buying this game. I basically just told myself I'm gonna hold out as long as I can. If the game is still fucking interesting after a few more days, and maybe after I hop in the free game one more time, I'll probably just buy it.
I have it at the end of World.
Yeah, so I had that weird day where I woke up thinking about the game, and then I had decided I was having so many thoughts about the game that I decided to download a Zoe wallpaper for my phone. Just to like weeb it up a little bit. You know, you get a nice cool looking HD picture of like your favorite character on your phone. I don't know, it kind of inspires you, I guess, whenever you open up your phone. That probably didn't help my situation about trying to not buy the game, but at that point I was all starting to get crazy about the game. Like I started looking up YouTube videos, watching more of Max's videos, and then today was like the final straw, or earlier today, I guess, like yesterday now. It's just I'm not exactly sure what time it is actually. Yeah, but I watched VG Bootcamp's tournament today. I caught the end of it, luckily. Another random occurrence. I don't usually watch tournaments and stuff. And I happened to catch the end of this one, and it was pretty sick, actually. Like, I don't even know how these combos they're doing are sick. I don't even know what's going on, but trying to follow along as a new fan is a lot of fun. And then right, like the moment after that tournament was on, literally like the second it ended, Maximilian started his stream and was streaming Granblue, and I was like, fuck this shit, man. And I started watching Maximilian for a little bit, and I was like, wow, his combos are sick. Maximilian's crazy. Because I was watching other people who are actual professional fighting game players, and they were like struggling to get to S rank. And then I was watching Maximilian, and he was already S rank, and I was like, oh shit, I knew he was good, but I didn't know he was that good, dude. Like, if he cared, or if there was the right game for him, like, he probably could win some world championship type shit, or, you know what I mean, or be like a top player or something. But yeah, that kind of motivated me too, and I seen Maximilian was just chilling, like, he doesn't even practice, he just hops on, he's already beating S-rank players, so... Which is like basically the second highest bracket of skill, I think. I think it goes S and then it goes Master or whatever. I'm not exactly sure how that works. You get through all the S ranks and then it goes to Master. And there's like barely anyone in the whole world a Master from what I understand. And another thing I seen like 2 days ago about which is another funny occurrence. Actually, this is really funny. Now I have to look to double check because I don't remember. But what this guy who I just followed, who I watched his video on the Azeron Cyborg a month ago, which is funny. I'm burping, can't talk. His YouTube channel is something about like a fighting game community. You know how fighting game people put like FGC in their name. But he's also is clearly like an Azeron user and plays shooting games and is well versed in a lot of video games and stuff. From what I've seen on his channel. And then I looked on. He posted a video like yesterday or whatever, or 2 days ago. And guess who it was? It was him getting to S rank with Zoe. That was before I knew like which rank is what and everything. 2 days ago. And that was just funny because it was like right at the perfect time. It was the perfect guy who was who has an Azeron Cyborg just like me, and I just found him last month. And he happened to like the same fighting game that I was getting into. And he happened to be using the same character, and he brought that character, which is an underused character, all the way up to S rank or whatever. So that was hype watching a little bit of his video, and it was just kind of like perfect timing, funny situation. So yeah, I ended up, after all that shit, and watching Maximilian stream today, I decided to buy the game, because I was like, I can't do this no more. Like, I want to play as Zoe, and I want to fucking check out the whole game, and I want to hit some sick combos, and I want to eventually go into ranked. I don't want to wait too long before everyone's crazy at the game, but I also want some time to like just chill and get acclimated and not like sweat that hard and just get better slowly. And see how I also want to see how good. Because I've never done this before, I've never played a fighting game, and I've never went for a rank in a fighting game either.
Let's go.
I played a little bit of Smash Bros. Competitively, but that's a different thing, and that was a long time ago. So this is kind of like the first game where I really decided, like, yeah, I want to take a character who's underused and take them up to a decently high rank. So I thought that was kind of exciting that I finally, like, after all these years of being an online gamer, I finally committed to like this solo grind at something, you know. It's not Halo, I don't got a group of sweaty friends, none of that shit. Just me and a fight pad versus another dude and a fight pad, you know. Throwing our crazy attacks at each other and stuff.
Now you're leaving.
So yeah, that's pretty much the plan with Granblue. I'm gonna uninstall the free version, obviously. I thought that whole situation was kind of weird because, you know, like, I might have done it wrong, but like it lets you install the free version and the paid version at the same time, and they're the same number of gigabytes, but it still makes you download the paid version. It's just weird. The game's got a couple like UI problems, but those are the only problems that I have with the game, so it's not that big of a deal. And yeah, actually another tidbit about my past with fighting games. I was really close to buying DNF Duel. Like, I had it in my cart a bunch of times, and I loved watching Maximilian play it and some other people, like Punk to God. And I actually would have bought that game for sure if it didn't have simple inputs. So I'm really glad I didn't now, but it probably would have been some fun back then. But then when I seen Granblue, it was like just the perfect mix where the auto combos are just a very small feature of the game. Especially compared to something like Under Night, which just does the whole game for you, or something like Dragon Ball Fighters, which also, I even forgot auto combos were in that game. That's another reason I don't like that game. If it didn't have auto combos and the super dash took skill and there wasn't just some overemphasis on massive assist combos, I probably would like that game. And no simple inputs. If you fix those 4 things, I probably would love that game. The way I'm liking Granblue and the way I like Smash Bros, you know. But yeah, so far Granblue's been like the perfect fit for me. Like, DNF Duel didn't have technical inputs and Granblue does, so. And there's a slight advantage to being good with them. And there's still a reason to learn the simple inputs, which will be somewhat of a challenge and a little bit of fun too, because I've never done that before. But I don't even think I could play Link to the Past. So I'm getting so tired. I just want to drink some water and go to bed now. Yeah, and Granblue is oddly enough like the first fighting game in a long time that just really feels good to me, and it feels like I quickly start to understand what's going on. It's like I actually care about it. I like so many of the characters. If you just look at their little portraits, you could write it off as some generic-ass game, but if you actually give it a shot, it's actually really fun. It's not like overly dummy, stupid fast like Guilty Gear can be sometimes, where you just don't even have time to react or do anything. There are moments like that in any fighting game, but you know what I mean. And then like DNF Duel, I felt like the combos were probably just too easy. Mostly because of the simple inputs and the combos themselves.
Yeah, busting a wing makes it really easy. Yeah, I see that.
I don't know, I never played the game, but from what I've seen, it just seemed like it was just like endless combos, and there was no neutral ever and shit like that. And I wanted a more well-rounded game, and I feel like Granblue is just the perfect fit, you know. And I feel like if you play a mixture of like Granblue, Guilty Gear Strive, and Street Fighter, you get like this perfect mix of games. You got a game with air dashing, you got a game without air dashing, you got a by-the-books standard fighter with a lot of mechanics. That's Street Fighter 6. You got Booba, and you got weeb anime girls. You got it all, you know what I mean? I'm just messing around, but Granblue is probably pretty similar to Street Fighter in gameplay style, but it's got swords. And neutral probably feels quite a bit different because of that and stuff like that. Yeah, I ended up liking how I don't exactly know how to do the alpha counter thing yet, but that'll be fun once I learn that. But I really liked the guard break attack and the combos you could do from it, and how fun it felt to combo into a super for some reason. And the supers, the animations for a lot of them are all like really quick and satisfying, which makes it more fun as well. Because you just feel like a badass. So yeah, that's most of the plans and talk about Granblue and fighting games and me getting back into everything. I'm hoping basically that Granblue, Strive, once I get the DLC characters, Street Fighter 6 once I get back to that game, and then like Rivals 2 are gonna be like my list of games until some other shit comes out. Oh, I forgot to mention that. Yeah, so I basically got Granblue instead of the Strive DLC characters though as well. Like that was the big decision I made. I don't know if I'll regret that, but so far not at all. Part of me kind of likes Granblue more than Strive. I think that's just a placebo effect or just like a booba effect. I don't think it's real. I think if I had all the DLC characters for Strive and I didn't have to look at how much they cost, I probably would like Strive just as much, but... And once I know some combos on... Like, I don't really know how to combo on Strive. I can kind of make it up on Granblue. It's a little easier to get into. So, once I know some deeper shit about Strive, I'm sure I'll like that game more, too. So that's kind of the fighting game, competitive games mindset for this year. I can't say I'm going to enter any tournaments or anything, but I do hope to do that still in the next few years. I hope like something works out and there's a game that I'm good at and I go and find a tournament or something. I don't know if it'll be Rivals 2 or the next Smash Bros game or Smash Melee or Granblue or whatever, Strive. I hope there's something I can at least like dip my toe in and compete, even if I don't do good. It just might be fun to do, you know. So I feel like that game and these fighting games that I've whittled down to my favorites will be a lot of fun to play alongside Halo, Quake Champions, shooters, boomer shooters, speedrun games like Link to the Past and Super Metroid. I feel like it's the last little piece of the gaming puzzle that I needed to complete, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's most of the commentary for now. Maybe we'll talk more about the game as I get better at it and get, you know, my first 10, 20 hours in there. I'm kind of a research fiend, like I like to research a lot. It's just fun for me to like try to see how good I can get just by thinking. I don't know. I never used to notice I was like that when I was a kid, but the more I grew up, the more I realized, like, shit, I got good at Halo, not really even by playing the game, just by thinking about the game and studying it, watching pro players and watching montages and watching my friends play and playing for brief moments on their internet connection and stuff.
So, how far are we away from Bracky Dio's chat and farming the shit out of them? Because that's a fun fight, right?
And then, like, I watched Street Fighter 6 and... Probably the stuff I watched from that game made me better at that game. Not that I was ever good at that game, but... Smash Bros as well. Like, I really haven't played that much Smash Bros, but I've watched a lot. So that's probably why I can even take games off of pros, so I mean... I'm still nowhere close to the average Smash Melee pro, but I mean... For a guy who's never been to I've only been to 2 small, like, local tournaments, and I've never had good practice against top-tier players. I feel like I'm pretty good.
Which is nice. You know, I'm not trying to blast through it as fast as possible.
I think Maximilian's dipping out.
It's crazy. I'm enjoying
Sag.
I haven't played it.
No, he's leaving. I wish I watched more of his Granblue now. No, he's doing Tekken. Oh, whatever. At least I got to see Granblue on like the perfect day. So yeah, that's been some of my days and Granblue and all the exciting stuff along with it. A lot of research. Watching a lot of Link to the Past streams, Super Metroid streams, Granblue, a little bit of Street Fighter here and there. A little, not really actually. What else does I watch? Strive is what I've been watching. Strive and Granblue mostly. If I had more time, I definitely would watch like Punk to God like every stream. It's just I don't have infinite time, so I can't do that. I don't want to get that hooked, that addicted to watching anything really. You know, that's just someone who I really like. So if there was anyone I would waste my life away watching, it'd be someone like him. You know. Super Metroid is really tempting to get back into now that I'm back into Link to the Past. I don't know. The games just kind of go hand in hand. And all these games I play on the box controller, so that's another thing, is just like speedrunning. You go from speedrunning Link, or Zelda Link. You go from speedrunning Link on Link to the Past on a box, and then you swap over to a new fighting game on your box that you're not even used to, and you're doing all this crazy shit, and it's kind of working out because you have skill on your controller, even if you're not that good at fighting games. You know what I mean? It just kind of all works together, and it's really fun. And I mean, you can also play Smash Bros. You can also play adventure games. You can also play Metroidvanias, and the skills all are transfer slightly and stuff like that. Because you're just, you know, just like if you're good at like a shooting game, you're probably going to be good at something like Dark Souls. They're not the same genre, but they require very similar movements to be good at and stuff. Quick reactions and everything. Controller, mechanical comfortability, or what's the word? Muscle memory type thing. Like I want to play more Granblue now, and I'm like so fucking tired. Like that's crazy. I'm Usually when I get tired, I fucking hate video games. I don't know why. Like, I love video games. I wake up, I got lots of energy. They're fun to play. But when I get tired, I fucking hate playing. I can't, I don't know. I used to do it back in the day when I was a kid with the internet for the first couple of years, and I loved Halo. Like, it made sense. But especially in the last year, it's like, it doesn't matter what game it is. If I'm fucking tired, I'm like an old man, and I do not want to play shit, dude. Like, you'd have to force me to play something. So yeah, that's Granblue. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be a Zoe main. I like the character. I think seems underrated, underused. She might not be as dummy as a lot of these other characters, but I want to get good with a character that the skills are going to transfer, you know. Because as much as I love Granblue, it's, you know, not going to be the last fighting game I play. If at this rate there's going to be other stuff that appeals to me, that's, you know what I mean, whether that's Rivals 2 or it's the future of platform fighting games, or it's the future of games like Guilty Gear and Granblue, whatever comes out later, that's up the same alley. And I noticed yesterday that Under Night was coming out with their second release, which is kind of bullshit because Granblue came out with a game that's supposedly like a sequel, but it's not really a sequel, and so does Under Night doing the same thing. But I don't really care. It's just, a fighting game's a fighting game. If the graphics are nice and the shit's all updated and the mechanics are updated, that's good enough for me. I mean, it would be nice to get a new roster or even a partially, like, half new roster, but whatever. I never even played Under Night and Granblue, so it doesn't matter, but if I did, it would matter, you know what I mean? Ate a bunch of ice cream sandwiches. It's been a good winter so far. I'm going to make a nice meal for the family tomorrow. It should be good. Healthy smoothie, some veggies, some Hamburg steaks. So I'm excited for that. And that'll be a nice reward after some grinding on some video games and a little exercise and stuff. Family's been cleaning up the house pretty good, so hoping I can help my family get their shit together and get some of my shit together while I'm at it, you know. And yeah, that's pretty much the commentary. I'm kind of sick of commentaries these days, like I've been saying. I mostly just do it to keep myself sane sometimes. Because, I don't know, life can get really lonely, like I said. It's just when your friends ignore you all the time and you just been alone day after day, it's tough sometimes, but yeah, we're gonna take Granblue really seriously. Get my money's worth. We got some cool DLC characters we're gonna prepare for, so hopefully we can get kind of good at the game before they come out. We'll upload all the Granblue gameplay that I do have, so it'll probably be a lot of hours. Eventually, I'll probably start uploading lower quality videos. Because it'll just be like too many hours of practice, and I don't need to have the nicest quality for a bunch of hours of practice. Actually, we can, before we leave, we can check out, I'll throw in my, whatchamacallit. You might not be able to see that good, because this video's quality is not going to be good, but we'll see if it works out. We'll show the little cool combo thing I got on my first session of Zoe in the paid version of Granblue or whatever. But yeah, basically the plan is to suck out all the enjoyment we can of the game. Just play offline as much as possible. Arcade mode, story mode. Try a bunch of random characters, do a bunch of combos, wash, rinse, repeat, and then once I feel like I'm ready, I'll hop into the online mode, and I want to see if I can take like that computer skill from beating the computers and transfer that directly into online play. That's my goal, because I did it with Smash Bros. Before, and I want to do it with Strive. I know I probably should play other humans, but I like the idea that I could get really good at something without even playing another human being, and then all of a sudden just like skyrocket up the ranks. I know it's going to be easier said than done, but I know it's also possible, so that's part of the reason why I want to make it happen, you know. And it might take a little longer than I'm expecting, but or maybe I'm better than I know, I don't know. Can't really tell until I start playing extremely hard computers or other people. But yeah, that should be fun. I don't know exactly when that's going to happen. My guess would be February when 2B comes out as a DLC character. I would probably like try to take her and Zoe up to S or something. I'm not exactly sure how hard that is, so I don't know for sure. I don't know if you have to be like a master tournament guy to get there or what. Because I've seen some guys who are like professional streamers who can't even stay in S. So, I mean, it can't be too easy. Well, I shouldn't say can't stay in S, but you know what I mean. They're like barely in S. But yeah, I seen that guy who, I forgot his name, but I think his name is Eyes on FGC or something like that. Like your eyes are on the FGC. I think that's what his name is, Eyes on FGC. And I really liked his Azeron Cyborg video, so it was funny that he happened to be in I almost said BlazBlue, Granblue. Because I just randomly happened across his channel like a few weeks before when I was looking up stuff on the Azeron. Like if he didn't make that like one video he made on the Azeron, I would have never found out about that guy. And happened to get into the same game and the same character as him without even knowing, you know. Just funny. Like that's actually crazy when you think about it, but because there's so many characters and the guy like happened to be in the Azeron and just Granblue at the perfect time. Like I don't know, it's just weird.
Yeah.
So I hope you guys can see this little clip I'm about to play in a second, but I know it's pretty much basic shit, but for me being a first dayer, I feel like it was pretty nice. I'd like to put a lot of my like cool combos and like Smash Bros combos into a video, but they're all spread so far that it's like I probably should just start fresh at this point. Start collecting clips now instead of like this would be a nice little first one. I suppose that's most of the stuff I wanted to talk about. Those are some of the. I watched some funny videos on Nier, the character from Granblue. 2B looks fucking sick. 2B is another reason that I bought the game. I really like Nier Automata. I just started that game last holiday season and it was really fun. I want to keep playing that game, so that'll be fun. I can like play Nier Automata right when 2B comes out in Granblue, so that should be like a fun birthday month for me. That's also my birthday month. So that'll be kind of like a present. Enough of a present for me. That'll be sick. And some of the other, I didn't really get a good look at them, but I seen that some of the other DLC characters were announced, and they kind of looked like not my kind of characters, but it's all good because the two first DLC characters are fucking sick, and there's at least like another girl who looked kind of hot, so she might be good. I don't know. I feel like the final roster of Granblue and Strive though are just going to be really good because they're already good, and just a couple more characters that are sick, and it'll just be crazy. I actually really like the character Nier. I mean, she's really hard to fight against so far. But she's really fun to use when you start mixing people up and you're like, holy shit, how did I even do that? Character just kind of does fancy shit for you. What else? I do hope they make some changes to some of these fighting games, like more technical inputs or options for them, or options to make technical inputs more rewarding if you want, like stuff like that. I do hope they go down that route soon, because I know Melty Blood is one of those games that actually might have gotten hurt by the fact that it had too much auto combos, and DNF Duel might have got hurt because of the fact that it had only had simple controls, and not everyone wants those. So by default, you're losing a lot of fan base that you might have had otherwise if you had options, even just for technical controls. Like me, I would have bought the game if it had options for that, honestly. But yeah, Under Night, I almost decided to like not get Granblue and get Under Night instead. Once I seen that it was coming out, I didn't even know it was coming out, and it was coming out like right after Granblue. I didn't know Granblue was coming out either. I think I didn't even know about it until a week after it came out. Like, I was caught off guard. LOL, fighting game joke. Accidental fighting game joke. I don't know if there's any characters that have parries, or if there's parries in Granblue of any kind. I don't know. That'll be something fun to look up. There's a lot of content. The videos on these new fighting games, like, you might be like, well, fighting games don't even got that many players, but if you look on YouTube, people watch the shit out of these videos. Like, all the big fighting game YouTubers get like hundreds of thousands of views on videos that they spent like 5 minutes making. So, I mean, clearly more people care about these fighting games than meets the eye, is what I'm saying. More than meets the eye. Sorry, I had to say that. So yeah, that's been another thing that's fun, just like researching the games, researching Granblue, learning who these people are, Kizzy K and Anime Illuminati and Diaphone and Sonic Soul and Daigo and Justin Wong and blah 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 blah. Just like learning all these people, all the like unknown, like younger gods who play like Melty Blood, or they play Blaze Blue, or they play Granblue, or they play Under Night, or they play this or that, this or that. It's just fun, like seeing how crazy number of people there are. You'll never know the names of half of these people because there's so many of them. And there's so many of them who are good too, which is fun or interesting. But yeah, hopefully when I go online I can get to S rank. I know it's not going to be easy because I've never done this before, but fucking Maximilian made that shit look fucking like it was so easy for him, but I know it's just because he's so good at fighting games that he can just like pick up a new one and all of a sudden he's like doing sick shit. I can't really do that. I can do some cool stuff, but it's not going to give me the S yet, you know. And depending on how hard the struggle is, if I think it's going to be like a sick video, I might actually like record some of my online play and like try to, or splice it together or something. Try to make some special videos, you know, assuming I don't just skyrocket to S somehow out of luck, which I'm probably not going to. I'm assuming it's going to be like a bit of a grind at least. If not an extreme grind, because it's my first time doing this. Pretty much going from zero to hero, from nothing to something. A guy who's not good at fighting games, to a guy who's extremely good, which is not an easy transition. No matter how much of a smart person you are or a good gamer you are, it's just not going to be easy. And I'm fine with all that. It's just, I want to make sure that, like, some of my happy moments maybe get caught on camera for you guys, you know? I don't like recording when I'm sweating that hard online and shit. That's why I don't record all my Halo matches. I just like to chill and do my thing and not be distracted by having to make perfect plays for people, for videos and shit. All that. Sometimes just knowing that what you're doing is going to be watched by somebody will make you play worse as well, if you know what I mean. And like to a large degree, not just like a little bit, like a lot. Anything getting in your head fucking makes you play worse, but that's especially something. But yeah, I think it's all going to be good. I think it's going to be good for me as a gamer. It's going to make me humble up. It's going to make me have to learn something new. I get to get invested into a whole new world of gamers, a new community. I get to compete against some of them. Maybe I'll make some friends as I get better. Who knows? I get to research, you know, when you're playing something that you really want to try for, just research becomes that much more fun. So I get to, like, research other streamers and other players and who I don't know about yet. So yeah, that's most of the stuff I wanted to talk about. The game's awesome. I don't know if I'll ever change mains. I don't really want to. I want to try to stick with Zoe and then like have a couple other characters that I also try to get similarly skilled with. They're not going to be like my main, but my secondaries, I guess you call them. I want to have really good secondaries is what I'm saying. There's a lot of people who do that, but I want to be one of them too. I'm thinking off the top of my head, it's going to be Zoe, 2B, and then like someone else, like another DLC character, or Nier, or Someone else, another girl with a sword or something. I don't know. One of those crazy evil guys with a sword. Or magical powers, I don't know. I think her name is like Cagliosto or something like that. That girl. I thought her name was weird at first, but then when I seen how sick she was as a character, I was like, oh, she's actually pretty cool. I feel like she's the kind of character who I would be, because she's kind of like a mixture of JP a little bit, and she has like some ranged normals, so she's kind of a... She has a little bit of rushdown and a little bit of zoning, I guess. So you kind of gotta find that mixture with her, from what I'm seeing, that works. Because I don't know, like if you go too close up with her against the wrong fighter, they might overpower you, or if you stay zoning too long against somebody with better zoning, they might outzone you. I don't know exactly. I don't know. I'm just talking out of my ass, but that's just my initial impressions. So yeah, that's Granblue. That's the big Granblue versus commentary. I'll splice this in with some Link to the Past stuff. We'll do some more commentaries. I'll do some on Granblue eventually when I'm in the mood. Especially maybe possibly on the DLC dates. Like right around the time the DLC characters come out, like a few days after, I'll pump out a couple of videos or something. Yeah, and all this stuff, all these fighting games this year, we're just leading up to Rivals 2 and anything else that comes along with it. Rivals 2, Silk Song, Metroidvanias. So until all that shit comes out, this is some of the stuff we're doing. So I got 2 box controllers. I might bust out the arcade stick eventually and try to get good on there, just to have another fun thing to do. I'm hoping that I can take like all the characters I really want up to S or like A rank, low A rank at least. And that's gonna be some of the stuff on my channel. I know a lot of people don't give a fuck about fighting games, so they just like watch it, or when they do watch it, they're just like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. This looks boring to me, you know. I get it, but I don't mean to like detract anyone who's not a fighting game player from my channel. But there's quite a few people who are subscribed to my channel for fighting games, and I just really have never given them the content that they deserve. So I was hoping I could make that happen this year with Granblue, and then Guilty Gear Strive, possibly Under Night if it's what I want it to be, and then Rivals 2, obviously. I do want to revisit Rivals 1 before Rivals 2 comes out. Under Night does look really, really good. It looks a little too similar to the last game for my taste, but what it does have is a couple DLC characters that look good. Apparently it doesn't have simple inputs, even though they advertise that it does. It has auto combos. But apparently the auto combos aren't as good as I thought they were in that game, from what I read about it. So maybe I would actually like Under Night more than Melty Blood. I don't know, because Melty Blood was like, there's auto combos, but then there's Melty Blood auto combos, which is just like the same thing, throwing the person in the air over and over. It's kind of fucking mind-numbing. Because you kind of just wish the game was different, because there was so much to like about it, and it's just frustrating. So maybe down the road they'll find the error in their ways, and they'll at least come up with options to get rid of auto combos and to get rid of simple inputs and shit. I don't even remember if Melty Blood has any simple inputs. I'm pretty sure it has technical, but I don't know. It's been too long. And even though Granblue doesn't have like insanely technical inputs, the fact that they still keep them around is part of the reason I want to support the game. Because like any game that's new and it still has love for those old technical inputs, even somewhat, Like, that's a big W in my book. That's like... There's a good chance that we're not going to have that many fighting games come out that are like that from now on. So, when we do get one, we gotta, like, cherish that shit. Like, for example, Project L is another DNF duel fucking game where it's all simple inputs, and I'm not into that, you know? I don't like... if I'm gonna do that, I'd rather just play Smash Bros. And try to be a pro player at Smash Bros, you know? So, and I don't want to do that either. I'd rather play Rivals, which has wave dashing and shit. And Rivals would be another, even platform fighters would be sick with more sweaty inputs, I think, as well, but at least we got parrying and shielding and wave dashing now, so that means a lot for me, in my book. I still think there's a room for, and you kind of see it already in Granblue, like, with characters like Seox, or whatever his name is. Like, some of the characters are just, like, playing a different game. Like, they move around crazy and shit. Like, they almost look like they're not in the right game. So I feel like there's more potential down the road for something like a Guilty Gear Strive or a Granblue that, like, I don't know, has wave dashing or has some type of new movement that's different. That takes more skill or something. Slide canceling, I don't fucking know. Slide dashing. Like, there's lots of things you could do. Hence some of these characters doing some crazy shit. But yeah, that's pretty much everything. That's probably like an hour longer than I wanted to talk, but now I'm really sleepy and I just want to relax. And I'll be playing this game like every single day, so. I'm just trying to find more ways to be less afraid of going online and playing like Quake Champions, for example, or Granblue. Strive eventually will play online. And just like losing that fear of one-on-one confrontations. Learning to have fun, winning and losing, all that type of stuff has been like more and more interesting to me, because I'm sick of like being afraid of these hard games and playing them against people and stuff, because I know I'm capable, you know. It's just the fear talking. It's just the inexperience and the fear, you know. Whenever I feel like that, I feel like... Feel. I can't even fucking talk anymore. I'm fucking done. Yeah, I just really hope Maximilian sticks with Granblue for a while, because I know he's going to get really distracted with Tekken and shit, and I'll be sad if he just drops it like he did with a lot of other fighting games like DNF Duel and Strive and stuff. I don't want to talk too much about Maximilian, because he's a busy dad, and I'm a big fan, and it kind of pisses me off when he's too busy to stream some stuff. So I know like I shouldn't get so attached to one person, and I should go out there and find other people who got more time to put into that shit and watch them. You know what I mean? It was funny though. I was watching some people who are, like I said, professional fighting game players, and they were clearly not as good as Max when Max was just chilling. So, just goes to show you, like, there's a lot of unknown gods out there, and, you know, you could be one too. You don't even know. I might be better at these games than I think I am. Who knows? You know, we'll never know until the end of this year, when I've put a lot of work into Granblue and Strive and stuff. Yeah, so let's check out this little KO I got here. I thought it was pretty nice, and then we'll head out. Hopefully this isn't too shit to look at. Alright, it's like right here. Okay, it's this one, I think.
Player one, win. Battle two.
I know I'm not anything special, but I thought it was really fun to get that perfect, and I felt like a badass. I want to keep doing stuff like that. I'm really glad I just stumbled across this character, and it was just like randomly the perfect character for me. Because I didn't know like any character in this game besides like maybe Katarina, who I played an hour of a year ago. And then like I knew Percival's name, and I knew is Lancelot a guy? I don't even know. So I knew the names of a couple characters, and I had watched maybe like 30 minutes of the old game a year ago or a year and a half ago. But that's about it. I didn't know who Zoe was. I didn't know nothing, and it just all fucking like fell into my lap, and it was like the perfect shit. The perfect character. She's got the perfect combos that feel fucking sick to me. She got the cool little dragon that fucking warms my little heart. Or big heart, I don't know. Warms my average size heart. My favorite fighting game YouTuber is doing it. All my other favorite YouTubers are playing the game. The random guy on the Azeron Cyborg, who also has an Azeron like me, loves fighting games, and he's doing the same character. It's a character. It's also the character I happen to like is the least used character in the master rank or whatever. So I think she's one of the weakest characters in the game overall, but it doesn't matter to me at my level, and she's a lot of fun. So.
Oh really? Oh sick. GG. Yeah, they're the ones you want as a PV.
And I could just go on and on. It's just a bunch of funny like back-to-back interactions. And after a little bit, I was fine. I wasn't gonna buy the game. I was gonna wait. Play my cards and see what I could get instead this year, and eventually get this game. But the weird happenings just kept happening. Like I said, I woke up. The Granblue music is going through my brain. 3 days later, I hadn't even watched the game in like a day. I'm not too familiar with the music, but the music was in my head again. I think that was like yesterday morning. Like, I don't know. It's just a bunch of weird shit. So I was like, fuck it, I'm buying this game. So anyways, we'll play a couple hours tomorrow and pretty much every day for a long time. Mostly play Zoe, and then I'll just dabble in other characters for fun. That's how I like to do my fighting games usually, is focus on one or two characters and then dabble in other ones when I am a little bored or whatever. But yeah, we'll watch my little match one more time, and then I'm gonna head out. Just for shits and giggles, I guess. Motherfucker! Yeah, I don't know how her super works, but that shit is so satisfying. Like, I don't know if you have to hit him and then or the beam just goes out, or I don't know. Even her little animation after the super's over, it looks sick. Oh, what is my mouse doing? Like, look at the way she, like, warps back down. Like, she warps down like a fucking Dragon Ball Z superstar. Swoop! I don't know if everyone does that after their supers, but that's cool.
But yeah. Anyway.
I'm not really a fan of those like short, stubby girls with the big boobs. I think that's kind of weird.
But I can't say for sure.
Well, I mean, that's fine if that's what you like. I mean, I like her because she's like a somewhat normal height. Like she's a little shorter than the bigger dudes in the game. Her shield is like big though. It's like a Zelda sort of thing. Or it just reminds me of something from Zelda. Her sword is fucking sick. She's hot AF too, if that helps. That's, you know, it's not the only thing I like, but I ain't gonna turn down no hot AF waifu though. That's for sure. So yeah, that's a little Granblue action inside of a Link to the Past video. Probably just dump this all into some Link to the Past stuff. Actually, I'll probably just do this tonight because this video is super long.
Okay, yeah. Okay. So yeah, good night. Have a good sleep. Thanks a lot.
What else? That's pretty much it. I can't even try to talk anymore. I'm just gonna be rambling for the rest of the night about Granblue at this point. Yeah, surprisingly good game. I don't know. I think it's already underrated, even though it's got some pretty good reviews. I still think it's underrated. It's getting there's a lot of people who are hating on it. I think they're just not even fighting game fans. They're just like probably shouldn't be playing fighting games because they clearly don't like fighting games. And there's a guy named I'm not gonna give his name out, but he plays fighting games on Twitch. And I watch him play this game, and I mostly just watch him because he gets fucking super pissed every match, and it's really funny. I mean, he's pretty good. I think he's like in the S rank, but just funny how fucking mad he gets in a game that he doesn't even take that serious. But yeah, it's nice to finally like really be into a fighting game while it's new. Because I missed the boat on Strive. I mean, getting into Strive now is actually a good time. Like the second that these 3 first seasons of DLC are on sale, I feel like that's going to be the perfect time to get back in. But yeah, if you didn't get in the first like a lot during the first 6 months, I feel like you missed out on a lot. Yeah, and the first Granblue seemed to be like a game that was pretty well liked and well loved, but it didn't have the netcode or something. I don't know. So I'm hoping this one stays active for quite a while longer, which I'm not even too worried about because it's just such a good game, and it's similar to Street Fighter, which Street Fighter 6 has been pretty popular, so kind of helps Granblue out. A lot of the people who stream Street Fighter 6 that I watch are streaming Granblue these days, for now. Or at least some of the time they're streaming Granblue. Granblue, what was I going to say? Like it's a cereal or something? Granblues? I don't know. Your favorite graham cracker cereal with a hint of blue. Food dye, that is. Okay, maybe that perfect wasn't quite as good as I thought, but I mean it wasn't bad either. When you're a new player and you do something like that, it just feels like $1,000,000. That's all. I think I'm gonna head out though. So much love to you guys. I'll pop this all into a little return Link to the Past video, and we'll be grinding. I'm gonna sleep up for 5 hours, or hopefully less actually. I'd rather like sleep for 4 hours, 30 minutes, wake up, play some, take a nap, And then wake up for real after. That's what I probably want to do, but we'll see how it goes. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Should be a couple linked to the past videos every day. Or at least like a big long one that gets put together like this one. And then should be a Granblue video very often for the next 2 months. Like every day, every other day, every third day at worst. Some of them I might bunch up together to save quality, so it'll kind of look like shit like this video, and then some of them will be decent quality. And that's all I can do with my internet. So down the road, eventually when I got fast internet, though, I will be pumping out the bit rate. So I will have some nice quality videos that'll be better than most people, even like famous people. There's a lot of famous people actually just upload in 1080p, you know. Which there's nothing wrong with that, I'm just saying. Sometimes us smaller channels gotta go above and beyond with some of that shit. Yeah, I don't know. I remember playing Granblue. Maybe I just wasn't as good at fighting games, and I had no clue how to like combo someone into a corner at all, or I don't know. I remember liking Granblue when I played it, but it wasn't nothing like this. So I don't know what. Maybe I just really like Zoe and some of these new characters like Nier, or I can't really say. Maybe I like these new system mechanics and the polished up graphics and the fact that the game promises a lot with the rollback netcode and a lot of big Twitch streamers going to tournaments and stuff already for it, stuff like that. Just makes the game more exciting. I don't know. I'm pretty sure they were like releasing more story episodes down the road as well. And the deluxe pack is actually, now that I look at it, is actually a pretty good deal because you get 6 DLC characters for an extra $25, so that's pretty good. So you spend that little bit of extra money, but you get fun guaranteed delivered to your doorstep for the next 10 months, you know? So that's pretty good for that price, actually. Like, yeah, it's pricey, but if you like the game and you tried the free version and you know you like the game, you're really not risking much at all, you know? So yeah, hopefully we can get some more cool little lives like this where we wreck up some dudes. Wow, that bitrate is trash. Oh my god, they're even like the way the opening animation cuts to like Zoe like whipping her sword down and looking like a badass. Something about a little girl with a big shield. I'm a sucker for like those glowing energy swords too, so it just like all works. I didn't even notice she had like wings up here. We'll have to find out in the story mode like what's going on with that, I guess. Are those just part of her armor? God. This game is so satisfying. Yeah, I was really, really excited when I seen Max was playing. I was like, wow, this is like the perfect day for buying this game. I had just watched a tournament. Max starts streaming. Oh, this girl. I gotta like take screenshots for my collection. No, for my thumbnails. Oh my god. I need somebody who with a sense of humor to talk to. They would probably find me to be a hoot. Anyways, I'll stop bragging. And thanks for petting my dragon and training my dragon, guys. I'm gonna drink a bunch of water, piss myself while I go to bed, and I'll catch you guys down the road with a bunch of love and a bunch of content. And see you guys then. Thanks for listening to the venting. Thanks for listening to the ranting. And thanks for listening to all my fighting game dreams and everything. And we'll see how it goes. I've been having a lot of bad interactions with people on Halo, and my friends just always, I don't know whether they're trying to or not, but they always find a way to throw shade, so it's just like, I need a different gaming world to be a part of, and this is going to be the perfect one for me for now, so. I'll see how it goes, and I'll see you guys down the road after I beat some hard-ass computers and start rising up the ranks.